Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran, coming up in the next 30 minutes. India launches free health cover for all its citizens above 70 years of age as 150 countries join Ayurveda Day celebrations. Hezbollah elects Naim Qasim to succeed Hassan Nasrallah, who was killed in an Israeli attack on Lebanon's capital Beirut over a month ago. And North Korea's foreign minister begins Russia visit amid claims by South Korea and the US that Pyongyang has sent thousands of its troops to train in Russia. Giving a boost to India's healthcare sector on the occasion of the 9th Ayurveda Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched and laid the foundation stone for projects worth $1.43 billion at the All India Institute of Ayurveda in New Delhi. He also inaugurated the second phase of the All India Institute of Ayurveda and laid the foundation for 5 nursing colleges in the central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh.
अपने नागरिकों के स्वास्थ्य को प्राथमिकता देते हुए केंद्र सरकार ने स्वास्थ्य नीति के 5 स्तंभ तय किए हैं। पहला, प्रिवेंटिव हेल्थ केयर, यानी बीमारी होने से पहले का बचाव। दूसरा, समय पर बीमारी की जांच। तीसरा, मुफ्त और सस्ता इलाज, सस्ती दवाएं। चौथा, छोटे शहरों में अच्छा इलाज, डॉक्टरों की कमी दूर करना। और पांचवा, स्वास्थ्य सेवा में टेक्नोलॉजी का विस्तार।
The Prime Minister announced an expansion of health coverage for all senior citizens aged 70 years and above, regardless of their income. He distributed Ayushman cards to some beneficiaries on the occasion. Prime Minister Modi also launched a portal for vaccinating pregnant women and infants. The President of the Government of Spain, Pedro Sanchez, inaugurated the 4th Spain-India Forum in Mumbai on Tuesday. The event was organized by the Spain-India Council Foundation and the Observer Research Foundation. The Spanish leader is on a 3-day visit to India.
Have solid ties, but we can do more. We can do a lot of more things together. More businesses, more investment, more cooperation, more exchanges. And let's be clear, I'm optimistic about it. Why? Because I see the potential and, more importantly, the willingness on both sides.
In other news, India outpaced the US in IPO listing with a 36% global share in the July to September period as compared to 13% by the US. According to an EY India's report, the Indian market's performance is further demonstrated by IPO returns of 65.3% year to date, substantially outperforming the BSE Sensex's 14.9% return. In the third quarter of 2024, the Indian main market saw 27 IPOs as compared to 13 in the last quarter. The proceeds raised through the main markets in Q3 were $4.29 billion as compared to $2 billion in Q2. It represents an increase of 115% in proceeds raised with a 108% increase in the number of deals. India is lit up for Diwali, the festival of lights that celebrates the triumph of light over darkness. The festival unites communities in India and around the world in joy, peace and hope. Nancy Baloda reports.
Lights, lamps, laughter and hope. That's Diwali, a festival rooted in Indian tradition, yet celebrated by millions across borders and cultures. So why does this festival of lights resonate with so many? And what are the beautiful ways people bring Diwali to life? Diwali is more than just a celebration. It's a time when streets glow with the light of countless earthen lamps, fireworks light up the night sky, and families gather to celebrate love, peace and hope. Celebration of Diwali marks the return of Lord Ram to Ayodhya after a 14-year exile. On a moonless night, the people of Ayodhya lit lamps to guide him back, a tradition kept alive today with rows of oil lamps symbolizing the victory of light over darkness and good over evil. Diwali is more than a one-day celebration. It unfolds over 5 days, each rich with unique rituals and significance. Dhanteras, the first day, sees families buying new household items or jewelry to invite prosperity. Choti Diwali, the second day, celebrates the triumph of good over evil, with people bathing early, decorating their homes and preparing sweets to share. The main day of Diwali is marked by lighting diyas, exchanging gifts and worshipping Goddess Lakshmi for health and happiness in the coming year. The fourth day, Govardhan Puja, celebrates the importance of respecting nature and appreciating its resources. Bhai Dooj concludes with a day dedicated to sibling bonds, as brothers and sisters exchange blessings and gifts in a spirit of love and unity. Diwali also has a deep spiritual meaning, celebrating the awakening of the inner light within each of us. People decorate their homes with rangolis, share sweets, exchange gifts and offer prayers to Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, hoping for prosperity in the year ahead. Nancy Baloda's report for DD India.
Festival of Dhanteras on Tuesday. Dhanteras marks the beginning of Diwali festivities. It's considered to be an auspicious occasion for buying items such as precious metals that symbolize wealth and prosperity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi greeted people on the occasion of Diwali, the festival of lights. He described this year's festival as historic. He said that after 500 years, an occasion has come about when thousands of lamps will be lit in the temple built at the birthplace of Lord Ram in Ayodhya.
500 साल बाद ऐसा अवसर आया है जब अयोध्या में रामलला की जन्मभूमि पर बने उनके मंदिर में भी हजारों दीप जलाए जाएंगे। एक अद्भुत उत्सव होगा। ये ऐसी दीपावली होगी जब हमारे राम एक बार फिर अपने घर आए और इस बार ये प्रतीक्षा 14 वर्ष के बाद नहीं 500 वर्षों के बाद पूरी हो रही है।
On Tuesday, a group of artists met India's President Draupadi Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. The President visited their exhibition featuring artworks created during their stay under the Artist in Residency program called Srijan 2024. She praised their works, which reflect the deep connection between humans and nature. The group, hailing from states with tiger reserves such as Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, showcased traditional art forms using natural colors. Train services between Colombo and Kanke-Santurai resumed on Tuesday after the completion of the work on the Maho-Anuradhapura section of Sri Lanka's northern railway line. The first train departed from the Colombo Fort station on Monday, marking a significant milestone in the efforts to enhance connectivity between Colombo and the northern province. The Indian project completed track upgradation on the 128-kilometer-long Maho-Omanthai section. It cost $91.27 million. The project is in line with India's neighbourhood first policy.
I take this opportunity to thank Government of India for supporting us for this project, and also Ulcon Limited, who handle construction work of this project.
And now to some news about self-reliance in the Indian Defence Forces. Pioneering the next generation defence technology, an Indian company has developed nano drones. These disposable lightweight drones are quite helpful for the foot soldier on ground zero. DD India's Vishal Badisto brings you this story from the Indian Navy Conclave Swavalamban in New Delhi.
This is a nano drone and it weighs less than 250 grams. It is so very special. Why? Because it would give the soldier on the ground all the information about the enemy, and it is disposable also. I have with me Group Captain Sidhu. He is from Bot Labs. Group Captain Sidhu, what is so special about this drone?
This drone has been given as a challenge, part of the IDEX under the Ministry of Defence, that the Indian Navy wanted for their foot soldiers. So design-wise, it should be less than 250 grams so that it is portable, something like this. And when you take it out, it's ready to be launched within 2 minutes. It covers a distance of 2 kilometers, providing the live feed to the soldiers so that they can plan and execute with the help of 2 stations where they get a feed. It definitely has the edge in terms of acoustics being very low. It can come to 30 meters and still you'll not be able to hear it. That gives information seeking faster than the enemy would recognize the presence of the drone.
And why is it called disposable?
Disposable is because the inherent design of the drone is such that it does not give away any information even if it is caught by the enemy or the adversaries.
And is it an all-weather, all-terrain thing?
Yes, it is for all terrain and beyond line of sight. It gives a real-time picture to the soldiers to take action.
So there you hear, and that is why Indian Armed Forces are truly becoming self-reliant. With cameraman Saurabh in Delhi, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
And still to come on DD India Live. Europe's biggest car maker Volkswagen plans to close down 3 factories in its home market of Germany. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights begins a 2-day visit to Bangladesh. And US election campaign rhetoric gets increasingly personal as Trump and Harris crisscross the country meeting voters.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Europe's biggest car maker Volkswagen plans to close down 3 factories in its home market of Germany. This according to the company's top employee representative. DW's Chiponda Chimbelu joins us from Berlin for more. Chiponda, can you bring us up to speed?
Well, Volkswagen reportedly told its workers' council it was planning to slash thousands of jobs and a 10% pay cut for workers. Now, while the car maker is yet to confirm that, it is due to report its third quarter earnings on Wednesday. So we may very well get more tomorrow. And on Monday, the top representative of Volkswagen's workers' council told media VW plans to shut down 3 factories in Germany. Now, that would be a first in its nearly 9-decade-long history in Germany. The news has sent shockwaves across the country. Volkswagen employs around 120,000 people in Germany. So this isn't just about the company. It's also about jobs and communities whose local economies rely heavily on the car maker. And the government has made its position clear. On Monday, a government spokesperson reiterated the German Chancellor's position. Olaf Scholz believes that workers should not have to pay for the wrong decisions made by the company's management.
So will Volkswagen be able to turn things around?
Well, Volkswagen will need to work on reducing its costs in order to be profitable. Now, even by German standards, it has high production costs. Its factory workers are paid much better than their peers. And that's why the VW Group announced that it was ending job guarantees for workers in Germany. Now, that might allow it to have a better handle on controlling labor costs. But there are other challenges. New vehicle registrations are falling in the EU, which is, of course, a major market. And last year, the VW Group accounted for just over a quarter of the market share for new vehicle registrations in Europe. Now, this is why the company wants to reduce production capacity in Europe. But whether Volkswagen can see its cost-cutting measures through will, of course, depend on its workers, regional lawmakers, and even the federal government. And of course, any fights could prove costly.
Right, Chiponda, thank you. Chiponda Chimbelu reporting there from Berlin. In other news, UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk is on a 2-day visit to Bangladesh. During his stay, he will meet with Chief Advisor of Bangladesh's interim government, Professor Mohammad Yunus, along with top government officials, the Chief Justice and civil society representatives. Turk will engage with UN agencies and diplomats as well. He will conclude his visit with a news conference in Dhaka on Wednesday. Personal attacks in the US presidential election are getting increasingly vitriolic as election day approaches. Donald Trump and returned to the swing state of Georgia. He used the predictable ploy of religion and trust deficit to attack his opponent, Kamala Harris. DD India's Shubhendu Ghosh reports from Atlanta.
Well, Kamala, you're fired.
Donald Trump lambasting Kamala Harris at a rally in Atlanta. He returned to the swing state of Georgia on Monday as campaigning for presidential polls enters the last leg. Attacks are getting sharper.
Next Tuesday, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala Harris that you've had a terrible, terrible run, that you've hurt our country very badly. You've let murderers into our country and drug dealers. You've let human traffickers in. You've let terrorists into our country.
I think he's just really powerful. He gives us a lot of confidence within talking to other world leaders, and he knows how not to start wars, and I think he's just badass. He's awesome.
Earlier, Donald Trump told the National Faith Advisory Board that religion, particularly Christianity, was under threat under current Biden-Harris regime.
I mean, honestly, religion is under threat in this country, serious threat, and we can't let that happen because I really believe it's It's sort of the fabric of our country. It's the thing that holds our country together. And we can't lose it. And we're not going to lose it. We're not going to lose it.
Republican Donald Trump also touted a role for Elon Musk in his administration if he wins the presidency. Millions of Americans have already cast their vote before November 5th election. Polls show a close race between Trump and Kamala Harris. On Monday, Donald Trump returned to Atlanta and launched a scathing attack on Kamala Harris. He called the Democrat administration anti-Christian and radical left and promised a golden future for America under his leadership. As the election day approaches, the key swing states like Georgia are becoming a center for vitriolic campaigning. With camera person Jaishankar, Shubhendu Ghosh for DD India in Atlanta.
Now, opinion polls and surveys say that Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are locked in a very tight race. Their campaigns are focused more on the electorally important swing states. DD India's Amritpal Singh reports from Pennsylvania, which is one of 7 key swing states in this election.
With just days left for the November 5th election, both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are neck and neck in most of the swing states, especially in Pennsylvania, where I am right now. It holds 19 of the electoral college votes, and that's why you see both candidates focusing their energies on this state. It can't get closer in the Penn state as state swings. In 2016, Donald Trump took it from Hillary Clinton by just a 0.7 percentage difference. Biden snatched it from Trump in 2020, but by a margin of 1.2 percentage points. This time around, both candidates are neck and neck. The difference is just 0.5 percentage points. November 5th will decide how Pennsylvania votes. Once it was reliably Democratic, but not anymore. It swings every election. So Pennsylvania is important, followed, of course, by Georgia and North Carolina, which hold, and Michigan, they hold most seats. Nevada, Arizona, they are smaller states, but all the swing states are important for both candidates because this election's outcome will be decided by these swing states because the other ones remain or continue to remain blue and red as they were in the last election and the election before that. With cameraman Sanjay Jaina, this is Amritpal Singh in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right, moving on, the Lebanon-based armed group Hezbollah has announced that its deputy head, Naim Qassem, will succeed Hassan Nasrallah, who was killed in an Israeli airstrike in a Beirut suburb over a month ago. Naim Qassem has been Hezbollah's deputy chief since 1991. He remained in that role when Nasrallah took over. The Israeli government noted on X that Qassem's tenure might be the shortest in the group's history if he follows the path of Hassan Nasrallah and Hashim Safieddin. North Korea's Foreign Minister Cho Son-hui reached Vladivostok in Russia on Tuesday amid reports of North Korean troop deployment in Russia. The minister is set to visit Moscow on Wednesday. But according to the Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov, President Vladimir Putin has no plans to meet her. Meanwhile, South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky have agreed to enhance collaboration against military cooperation between Russia and North Korea, including North Korean troop deployments. During a phone conversation, the two leaders condemned North Korea's arms transfer and its military involvement in the Ukraine conflict. Zelensky shared intelligence on the deployment of 3,000 North Korean troops, which may increase to around 12,000. In sports news, New Zealand batter Kane Williamson will miss the third and final test against India, set to begin in Mumbai on Friday. The 34-year-old missed the first two tests in Bengaluru and Pune and will not travel to India. He will continue his injury rehabilitation in order to get ready for the upcoming 3-test home series against England. The first England test starts at Hagley Oval in Christchurch on 28th November. New Zealand beat India by 8 wickets in Bengaluru and 113 runs in Pune to take an unassailable 2-0 lead. The Kiwis sealed a historic first ever series triumph in tests in India. Cricket Australia announced on Tuesday that wicketkeeper batter Matthew Wade has retired from international cricket and will join the coaching staff of the national men's team. Wade made his international debut in 2011 and featured in 36 tests, 97 ODIs and 92 T20Is. His last appearance came in June 2024 at the T20 World Cup. Wade will join Australia's coaching staff for the upcoming T20I series against Pakistan under Andre Borovich and be with the group for the ODI series, which starts in Melbourne next week. He will, however, continue playing domestic cricket for Tasmania and Hobart Hurricanes in the Big Bash League for at least the next 2 summers. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of DD India Live. You can get all the latest news and updates on the DD India mobile app. It's available on Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen to download it. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. You can also check out our website ddindia.co.in. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.